Hey gang, welcome to Facebook Live and Austin Dental Spa from beautiful Austin, Texas, where we just had our first cold front of the year. It's like down in the 50s. People are getting their mink stoles out. So if you're wondering about the facial hair, usually I have a prop and we have a motto every month. And this month it is Men's Health Awareness and Movember. Where did Movember come from? It actually was started back in the early 2000s by two mates down in Adelaide, Australia, because one of their friends had been diagnosed with prostate cancer. They saw what was going on with the Susan G. Komen breast cancer awareness stuff with the little pink ties, and they wanted to do something similar. Down under in Australia, they call a mustache a mo. And two guys run into each other with mustaches on, they are mo bros. And so that's where they started it. They said, well, we're going to grow mustaches in honor of our friends. And they got some of their other friends to do it. And then they started raising money. And within a couple of years, they'd raised several $100,000 every year and got an actual charity status going. And now it's moved all over the world. It's been going on in the United States since about 2006, which was the year after a good dentist friend of mine in Oakland, Dr. Derek DeMarteau, lost his battle with prostate cancer. It was diagnosed late. He was already having symptoms by the time it was discovered. And so that's a no-no with any kind of cancer. You want to catch it early. So I started growing a beard along with several of my other dentist friends from around the country that were friends with Derek in his honor. And so now I just do it. Last November I didn't do it because people were so freaked out about your mask fitting tightly against your face, how far we've come in a year's time. This year I'm back to celebrating men's health awareness. It's not just about prostate and testicular cancer. It's grown to be about suicide prevention. And we're going to get into a couple of those topics since we're introducing the month of Movember. But I'm interested to see how much white is in this thing by the end of this month. Every year that I've done it, I can't wait till November 1st comes around so I can quit shaving. And then I can't wait for the end of November to come around so I can take this off. It starts getting a little scratchy and out of control. But hey, it's going to be fun watching and seeing where this all goes. And I'm getting ready about 5 minutes earlier every morning now, so I've got time for an extra cup of coffee. But we'll see how this goes. Why did suicide prevention get added in? Well, you may not know this. It's always a surprise to me when I go back and research every November. Globally, now that's a lot of men, globally, a man commits suicide every minute of every day, globally. In the United States, it's not quite, it's like 1 every 20 minutes. But that's still too many. 4 out of 5 suicides are men in the world. And so that's too many also. So the Movember movement kind of added in suicide prevention as part of their, hey, men, take care of your health. Because, you know, we're big, strong guys. We tend to not ask for help when we need it. If we're feeling lonely, depressed, this last 2 years been a banner year for people who are on the verge of depression. All the psychologist patients of mine coming in tell me that they're busy. They're taking more Zoom calls, and some of them are starting to see patients in person again. So if you're feeling like that, you know, the suicide prevention hotline is always available. It's manned 24/7. Join a gym. Go to a bar, talk to people. You know, we're all humans, we're all social people. So men need that just as much as anybody. And so get out there and go to a movie with your friends, you know, join a gym and start working out, or just hang out and talk to the people. But don't just live with the depression or the suicidal feelings. Now, as far as prostate and testicular cancer are concerned, Lance Armstrong kind of took care of testicular cancer for us years ago when he went through that and started the Livestrong Foundation, which is now morphed into something else. But not very many people talk much about prostate cancer at all. It happens to be a personal issue for me because I had some very close patients, not only Derek DeMarteau, but several actual patients here at Austin Dental Spa over the years that were in their 50s and 60s were diagnosed late and did not survive that fight. And because the prostate gland's only about that big, and once the cancer spreads outside the prostate gland, even though it is a slow-growing cancer, you never know where it's going to turn up once it's in the bloodstream. So the key is early detection. It's about as simple as it gets. I get a PSA test every year, starting at age 50, and it should be down, in the below the number 1 level, like a point something. Mine, starting 9 years ago, went from 1 to 2 point something to 3 point something. The magic number is 4. And when it hits 4, you got to go get a biopsy. Well, mine hit 3.8, and my doctor convinced me that he was going to physically get violent with me if I didn't go get the biopsy. And I did, just to prove to him that I didn't have anything, no symptoms, no nothing. And out of 12 little needle biopsies, they found one spot. So 2 months later, my prostate was removed, cancer gone. 7 years I've been with cancer-free. So it is a subject that's near and dear to my heart because I had absolutely 0 symptoms at the time. And now I get that PSA every year, and it's like indetectable. First time I've ever had a lab test where they told me I was statistically insignificant, and I was happy. So anyway, men, it's a simple lab test. You can go to those, any lab test can. One of my patients owns those franchises here in town. They take a little needle stick of blood from your finger, just like a diabetic blood sugar test, and they can give you a PSA test in less than 24 hours. And so you can see if it's under 4, you're good. If it's over 4, you need to go see your doctor and decide what's your best course. But like any cancer, the earlier you detect it, the better. So get out there. We're going to be talking more about other men's health issues this month. But enjoy Movember, grow some facial hair, and when your wife says, "What the hell are you doing it for?" Then just say, "My dentist told me to do it." If your husband asks you why you're growing facial hair, you might have to come up with a different explanation for that. But anyway, have a great November, have a great week, and I will see you again next week for another version of Wisdom Wednesday.